Alright, I want to give my bid on Mac versus PC. Custom PCs suck. And I think Emic's got some good points in this video. And I wanted to add to it. And wanted to start off saying this whole thing with custom versus OEM. The one thing that I find very hypocritical, especially from Windows users that go against Macs in terms of models and their whole arguments of upgradability, is essentially going against all OEMs. HP, Dell, Gateway, Sony, Toshiba, all of them. Because even in upgrading those into the extent of what a gamer's going to do in a gaming rig, you would void the warranty and therefore pretty much void the purpose of buying the OEM within the context of someone wanting to have a gaming rig. I also concur that a $600 gaming rig cannot be defined as a gaming rig. It may be a sufficient custom PC to do what you want to do, but my custom gaming rig was slightly more expensive than the Mac Pro that I have here, which is the new quad Mac Pro. But I put a lot of nice hardware in this thing. I mean, the case itself is very pricey because while I agree with Emic in terms of the homemade bombs, I can't tell you how many custom PCs I've seen that are configured incorrectly. One of the most major flaws that I see and kind of chuckle at is people will buy extraordinarily expensive hardware and the whole machine is cluttered, and you pretty much negate the purpose of having that great hardware in there when you can't get great circulation, especially when they buy these big cases and it's fully lit up. I'm not a fan of neon lights, but it's hard to come by in getting custom parts that don't light up. So, but I don't go out of my way to get it. And I've seen a lot of people, oh, doesn't this look cool and all this, and inside there, all the ventilation, the whole purpose of the damn thing is getting negated and keeping the internal environment from what it should be. Because a case, to me, if I were to use an argument against somebody, it says, well, you can see wires, and so long as you are able to get proper airflow, because a case is designed to do that. It's designed to get proper ventilation and take care of its internals. If you sacrifice that for good looks, then I would go against the good looks in that case. But the Pro line from Apple, going all the way back to the G3 towers, untouchable in my opinion. I don't care. I've built plenty of custom builds, and I just love working on the old power lines and the Pro line from Apple. Their ideas, from the drawbridge to the shield ventilation to the way it's organized, it has outstanding airflow, ease of use to get at, ease of use to upgrade, all of it. To me, it's just untouchable. I think I've been in HPs, I've been in Dells and Gateways, no comparison. None whatsoever. That's a done deal. Now, that said, I also find it a bit unfair. Well, I just find it a bit unfair for gamers to also attack Mac, primarily because I know that the gaming industry is dominated by the DirectX API, although I'm not a big fan of that, and I've made that quite evident in past videos. Using gaming as the sole reason to say one PC is better than any other computer is completely fallacious as well. And to say that, I wanted to add to what Emic was saying, is that they're not the same, but not in the same context of what he was saying. He was talking about looks. A gaming rig and the Mac Pro are completely and utterly, hugely different architectures. There is no way in hell I'm going to put 32 gigs of RAM in this gaming rig and not have the memory controller hub just completely melt. Alright? I don't have registered RAM, nor am I going to pay the amount of expense to do that for gaming when I already lose clock cycles on it. The purpose of a gaming rig and the architecture of what you would design and clocking your RAM and your CPU, RAID 0 hard drives, all this other stuff is completely different from this. This is a machine of a server-like architecture. And it is an insult to compare a gaming rig, even though a gaming rig can many times get more expensive than a Mac Pro, to just say I can build my own PC and it has a quad this and that. No, the specs actually aren't going to be the same unless you use the same architecture as the Mac Pro. And if you want to do that, you can go on the Dell and look at their precision workstations and look how expensive Dell's, HP's, and Gateways are in terms of their workstation, because it has to be a workstation versus workstation, not a desktop type architecture versus a workstation. It's insulting. The Mac Pro is a beast for what it's designed to do in terms of heavy scalability, heavy basically use in terms of what is going to get addressed, necessary use of CPU and distribution, and not necessarily means of like a dragster race of a single purpose line of computing. It does a tremendous amount more than what you would want in terms of a desktop. And that's why many times I tell people, well, you know, you don't necessarily need a Mac Pro. What are you wanting a Mac Pro for? I mean, a person's not going to go out there and buy a server to go game on and things like that. So completely different architectures, and I didn't want to get into details because that's just going to make this video longer on why. But anyway, now I want to talk about why I have a custom PC. Or actually, I have quite a few custom PCs. I have custom PCs because I don't trust most PC vendors, OEMs. The only OEM I trust is Apple. From my history, and you know, people can disagree with me, and this is my opinion, that the amount of problems that I've had with Dell's, HP's, and Sony's are just miles of difference than what I experience with my Macs. I mean, I can't stress it enough that the quality that I have experienced, at least in my history of owning Macs, just far outpaces the OEMs that I've owned, at least on the Windows PC side. That said, going back to the trust issue, that's why I build my custom PCs. And there's a lot of damn good things and pros, is what I'm getting at in terms of a custom PC build. I don't do custom PC build for cost of money, because I think there are plenty of OEMs like eMachines that you can even beat the price of custom build PC. I think that some people also like to build their PCs because they like to get their hands in it. It's like people like to work on cars. You know, there's something about putting in a badass video card and just turning it on. I know once you get to the operating system of what you can run on, maybe it's not so great, because I've certainly had older gaming rigs where just XP would just vomit all the time, but at least I could admire the hardware inside. Anyway, I don't want to get into whole technicals because everybody has really different reasons for custom PCs. But I do think that there are very strong points for OEMs and what EMIC brings up as a consumer. Because most consumers I know don't want to freaking deal with 99.9% of the stuff that a person like myself would want to puts up with. And I'm not saying that in a negative. I'm saying the extra miles that I have to go in terms of building a custom PC versus just going to the store and buying a PC off the shelf and here's your warranty and all this other stuff. So there's lots of pros, I think, for the common everyday user, which is the majority of people that I've ever dealt with in terms of support, at least when I was working in hardware. Anyway, to basically conclude, I don't think you can compare, or no, you cannot compare a gaming rig to a Mac Pro, period. You can certainly compare desktops with desktop, but not a Mac Pro to a gaming rig. Completely different purposes and things like that. I will say again that yes, I have most of my computers that I've ever owned are custom PCs because of my trust factor, and I damn well know what I'm doing when I'm building my own custom rig. But here sits my Mac Pro, one of my favorite machines. I wish the G5 had a better bus on it, but I tell you what, Apple and IBM, I wish you guys would get together, drop the price of the Power 6 chip, and just build one badass freaking computer, man, and I'd be happy. Boy, that'd be my dream custom build if I could do that. Anyway, thanks for watching.